The 5 seasons of a relationship. So every relationship goes through 5 seasons. The very first season is going to be the one that we would call the romancing season. And when you're in romancing, you've just met them. You're just getting to know them. It's all wonderful. And you're exploring each other just to find out whether this is the person you really want to be with. Now, after a while, you decide that yes, this is the person. And now you're going to move into the honeymoon period. And the honeymoon period is when we've decided, yes, we're going to be together and everything is absolutely wonderful. They're the best person that you've ever met. You're totally in love. You waltz into the office and everyone goes, oh my God, they're in love. And in this period, you don't see anything bad about the person. In fact, you see the very best in them and you only see the best in them. But pretty soon, the honeymoon period starts to fade and we move into what we would call the normality period. And the normality period is when you start to do things like commit to each other. It's now like, I love you. And you say those 3 words. And now there's a commitment. There's a commitment of, I'm going to continue to love you. And the moment that we make that commitment, patterns that we've set up growing up now start to kick in. So you move from boyfriend, girlfriend into commitment. Now, whether you actually get married or not, it doesn't matter. Once you've moved in and you've made that commitment, now husband, wife, the pattern that your brain has been modeling since you were little now kicks in. And all the good stuff about that pattern and the bad stuff now kick in. And now it starts to become like, you used to say, oh, they know me so well, they just finished their words. Now it's like, they're cutting me off all the time. Stop cutting me off. And we're starting to move into the period that we now call distraction. So the 4th season is distraction. And in distraction, now we're committed. Now we've probably got kids. And even if we don't have kids, now we're focused on our career. And we're starting to build our career and spending more time in our career. Or we have kids and now we're distracted on the kids. So whilst we used to spend all our time together and we couldn't wait to be together, now life starts to fill up with friends and family and work and kids and other things. And now slowly, if we're not careful, we start heading in different directions. Now we slowly start to grow apart. And this is the period in which people say, oh, I've just fallen out of love with them. No, you haven't fallen out of love. People do not fall out of love. Let me be clear on that. People fall into resentment. And resentment builds up in this period because now we're not spending as much time or as focused on each other as we used to be. And then the final season that we move into is called deepen or destruction. At this point, we're either going to put work into our relationship and understand the dynamics of the differences between men and women, of the emotional patterns that we've brought in to our relationship. And if we don't fix those, if we don't change those automatic patterns that are running in us, then the relationship's going to be a disaster. And it will end. Guaranteed. Maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 15, but eventually it will end. And you don't have to, at this season of the relationship, end the relationship. There are ways out of it. Divorce is not a solution to a perceived lack of love in the relationship. Working on the relationship is the solution.